Hi, this is Invictus Education. So we'll start with our 1.1 cell theory. Now, so let's look at the important key points first, all right? So just follow my cursor. Now, according to the cell theory, living organisms are composed of cells. They are the smallest units of life, okay? And that they can only arise from pre-existing cells. So basically, cells with a cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm, mitochondria, allows it to work and be alive, okay? If you lack some of the factors, it's technically not alive. But of course, there will always be some exceptions, all right? Striatal muscles, basically they are one large, your muscle cells, right? One large multinucleated cell, okay? At the same time, giant algae, all right, around up to 7 cm, that's pretty big for one cell. And also we have aseptic hyphae. Now, hyphae is actually a structure of fungus, okay, or fungi. And basically, for airway extension, they are supposed to have no walls in between. So instead of many small cells connected together, it's one large continuous cell. So they have no partition and it's continuous. Now, for those who did IGCSE biology as well before, or some basic science, they know that if you have or if you are alive, there will be metabolism, reproduction, sensitivity, which means it can react or it can detect stimulus or stimuli. Homeostasis basically can control the internal environment. They will excrete waste, okay? So for example, for humans, we excrete CO2, we excrete urea, okay, with the help of our kidneys, all right? We have to take in food, we grow bigger. Now, if when a cell, as it grows bigger, it becomes less efficient. Now, this is one of the core concepts in 1.1. But why is that? Because you have to understand when it becomes bigger, both the volume and the surface area increases, all right? Both of this will increase. But then the ratio of it, the ratio of the surface area to volume actually becomes smaller. So basically, when a cell becomes bigger, it becomes fatter, there's not enough surface area, and the surface area are represented by the cell membrane, which means there will be a loss of metabolism because there's so much cytoplasm, that's the volume, but the exchange of waste and nutrients are quite slow. So basically the cell could die quicker because it's not able to support the functions. However, if you have many small cells, there will be a relatively large surface area to volume ratio, which means there's not a lot of metabolism, but it's very effective because there's sufficient cell membrane to remove the nutrients, or to take in the nutrients and remove the waste from the center of the cell. Okay, so basically, when the metabolic requirements are too much, the cell will die. It may overheat. All right. Besides overheating, okay, there will be too much waste inside. Now, so cells have to stay small or increase the surface area to volume to ratio to survive. But now you may ask me, how do they increase the surface area to volume ratio? Now, the simple answer is they are going to divide by mitosis. One cell will become two cells become four, etc. They keep the volume small. So basically, just now we talked about the cell theory which governs all the cells, okay? What does it mean for a cell to be alive? The 7 functions of life, and also why cell size are important for a cell to survive. Okay, we don't want it to be too large because otherwise it's not effective. Okay, now if you go further down this topic, you will see that you have to do some calculations. Now, so don't worry about it. On our channel, in our course, we will teach you all about the calculations. We'll do questions on it, so don't worry about it. Okay, just click on the link below. Okay, so for magnification, this MIA, missing in action, okay, magnification is the same as image size over the actual size. Okay, this would be the way I tell my students to remember it. So this is for magnification. All right, and basically in your exams, they could give you a microscope slide, picture, an electron slide, and then you have to calculate the real actual size of it using the magnification, and they have to give you the scale bar sometimes, or they have to give you at least two quantities within this MIA equation. Okay, now a relatively minor topic, okay, which is not really tested on, okay, but of course anything could come up, would be the difference between a light microscope and an electron microscope. All right, so basically light microscopes that we use lenses, this is the most original microscope, or to see something which is really small. They have to be living or dead. Okay, you can fix them in some solutions. The magnification is quite low. Okay, the resolution is not that great either. Okay, so electron microscopes, okay, they use electromagnets to focus electrons. Okay, they rely on the charge of the electrons to allow them to actually build a image. Now, this only works for that specimens, all right? But the magnification and resolution is really, really awesome. But remember this, in most cases, the ones you will get will be surface renderings, okay? So you can see it's like the external structure, but of course we can do it in cross sections as well, which would be a little bit harder to interpret. Okay, now then you have to know about a really important concept in organisms. All right, basically we know that cells are the smallest units of life, and cells may be grouped together to form tissues, all right, to perform a specific function. Okay, and then tissues can form functional organs. Okay, and then organs will combine to form an organ system which makes up your body. So looking at this example, you see muscle cells. Okay, this would be the exception to the cell theory because it's multinucleated, which means a lot of nucleus in one big cell. Okay, a lot of muscle cells will link to form different muscle fibers to form muscle tissue, or in this case for the heart, cardiac tissue. After which it's going to form an organ. So you guys can see, the vena cava, the aorta, pulmonary artery, vein, etc., with some coronary arteries on the outside to supply the heart with blood. And then together, they form a vascular system, okay, with the heart working with different other organs such as the blood vessels, arteries, and veins to form the whole vascular system, which in turn is going to form the whole organism. All right, now, so the last bit from this topic would be emergent properties. Now, let's look at the definition first. All right, here it says it's a function in multicellular organism, but not present in individual component cells. Now, it sounds a bit confusing at first, but actually what it means is that the whole organism is only capable of doing so much because of the interaction of the different systems, different cells. So for example, let's say right now I'm using my cursor, I'm using my finger to control my cursor. This is because I can see it, so basically I'm relying on my eyes. You guys can see it as well, and you guys will be interpreting the information. I'll be moving the cursor with my finger, okay, which relies on my muscle system, which I have to control with my nervous system. So the simple action of using a cursor is because I can combine different functions of my body. or different systems of my body. So that's why we call it synergistic. Okay, they work together. So in this case, this is quite a complicated example, which means, or basically saying that, you know how bacteria in the biofilm basically is like an aggregation of different bacteria together. Okay, and so what's going to happen is that they will actually together, one bacteria may not be resistant to antibiotic, but working together, they can resist it, okay, because they form their own ecosystem. As one cell dies or one bacteria dies, it can get replaced. So to summarize this emergent properties, basically the whole organism is greater than the sum of its parts, more than is the heart, the blood vessels, the vascular system. We can do much more because of the synergistic interactions between our system. Okay, so a quick summary. Cell theory, okay, what all cells must obey besides some exceptions. Okay, functions of life, this is quite straightforward. Cell size, okay, we want to keep the cell as small as possible to allow efficiency. Okay, a really important equation, magnification is image size over actual size. All right, two different types of microscopes. Okay, organization of cells. Okay, to form organs, to form systems, and emergent properties. Okay, so thank you for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and also go to our website if you're looking for a comprehensive biology course. All right, so we specialize in IB, and then we have this O2O teaching if you happen to be in Hong Kong. All right, so thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.